Have you ever wondered why some people have so many credit cards? I mean, the traditional thought is that by having so many of those credit cards, it's going to drive them in towards massive amount of debt. I mean, that's right, isn't it? No, actually it isn't. And one of the things about owning a lot of credit cards is something called the credit card trifecta, which you can take advantage of a lot of things by having a certain amount of credit cards, specific credit cards, in your wallet. So you may ask, what is the credit card trifecta? Well, in this video, we're going to talk about credit card trifectas, how you can get them, what different companies are offering them, and how you can use it to your advantage. And trust me, there are a lot of advantages to having one of these credit card trifectas. Welcome back to Wrestling with Finance, the YouTube channel for people who have wrestled with finance in the past and look to do better with it in the future. And today we are getting into this strange thing that I came across a couple years ago called the credit card trifecta. And I'm sure you're tired of hearing me talking about it right now, so we're going to get into it. But first, I want to remind you guys, if you want to start on your own credit card journey, you can use some of the links down in the description box below. We do have an offer for the Chase Sapphire Preferred and Reserve card. You can use the links down below, and just by signing up and meeting the minimum spend within the first 3 to 4 months, we'll get into that in a little bit, you can get anywhere from 60,000 to 70 to 80,000 points just for using the card, in addition to the other points that you get on the card as well, which leads into lots of free travel, cash back, hotel stays, lots of perks, discounts, and everything else. So check those links out down in the description box below. And now let's get into what this thing actually is. So the way these credit card trifectas work is essentially you get 3 cards from a particular issuer, and kind of like Voltron or Power Rangers, all of them individually, yes, they're powerful and they can do a lot of things, but when you combine them together, you get a Megazord. Well, you're not really going to get a Megazord, but you get the inference. It's not really Voltron. You get what I'm talking about here. Or the Destructicons if you're a Transformers fan. But anyway, the reason you want to do this is because combined, these cards work far better together than they do individually. One of the more famous ones of these are the Chase Trifecta. So the Chase Trifecta consists of the Anchor card, which is the Chase Sapphire Reserve, or you could do the Prefer if you choose to. And then you supplement that with the Chase Freedom and the Chase Freedom Flex. So that makes your trifecta there, combining all of those together. By doing so, you get more points from having both the Chase Freedom and the Chase Freedom Flex, because they have multipliers that the Chase Sapphire Preferred and Reserve don't have. And by putting them all together, you get your Megazord. American Express and Citi also have their own trifectas, but let's look at the Chase trifecta first. So overall, you'll get 5 times the points on travel, 5 times on flights purchased through Chase Travel. That's from the Reserve and Freedom. So if you have the Preferred, you can still get the points on the Chase Freedom. 3 times on dining, 3 times on online groceries with the Sapphire card. Some of these have gone up, by the way, since the time of this recording. The Chase Freedom gets you 3 times on drugstores. The Freedom Flex gets you 5 times on quarterly bonus categories with a $1,500 spend per quarter. You get 1.5 times points on all non-category items, and you also get either 5 times or 10 times on Lyft rides and Peloton bikes. Again, that depends on whether or not you have the Preferred or the Reserve card as your anchor. And even 3 times on the points on streaming services. So now you can earn free points from simply watching Netflix, Hulu, Disney Plus, seeing the latest episode of Obi-Wan and Miss Marvel, and at the same time, you're paying this on your Chase card, so you're getting the points applied to that trifecta. Now, there is a catch, of course, because there are catches with all of these things. And the real catch with the Chase cards and the Chase Trifecta is that by booking, to redeem them, you really want to go through the Chase Travel Portal. But if you use your points and book your flights through the Chase Travel Portal, or especially with hotels, you're not going to get your hotel status because you didn't book through the hotels, you booked through the Chase Travel site. So if, say, like you have some Marriott status and you're booking the Marriott hotel using your points to get the free hotel stay, you're not going to get your status points, your status with Marriott to get maybe bumped up to a room or not. Now, are some things that offset that with some other cards that you may have, and the rules are strict with it, but there are some loopholes. Now, that might be another video about some of these bonus loopholes, but generally speaking, if you're using the Chase portal to book your travel, especially your hotels, you're probably not going to be able to apply any hotel status you have outside of your Chase cards to that reservation. Now, there is a bit of a difference though on airline status, because airline status you do get to keep if you book through the Chase travel portal. So again, you got to read the fine print sometimes on these things, but that's why I'm here to tell you guys what it is. Now, American Express has its own trifecta that's used with the American Express Gold, the American Express Platinum, and the American Express Blue for Business. Now, the Citi version of this is the Custom Cash, Double Cash, and the Citi Premier Card. Now, those two trifectas I don't personally have yet. I have the Chase trifecta right now. I am on the process of getting my trifectas in the American Express cards and the Citi cards. And the reason for that is, again, I've started my credit card journey over like 2-3 years ago, and you don't want to have too many inquiries, because every time you apply for a credit card, it's an inquiry, and I get other kinds of cards too. So I'm working my way towards getting those other two trifectas. So I'm mainly focusing in this video on the Chase trifecta, and eventually in about a year or two, when I do have the American Express and or Citi trifectas, I'll probably do another video about those. So some of you might be thinking, well, because which one of these different robots or trifectas are good? Should I get the Megazord? Should I get the Decepticon Devastator? Or should I get Voltron? Should I get the Lion Voltron? Or should I get the car Voltron? That's might be the way you think about this. I can say that, and as far as the trifectas are concerned, and doing the research on all three of them, that it seems to be, if you're a person who's not traveling an exorbitant amount, the Chase trifecta is probably the best one that will work for you. Now, the Amex trifecta is probably more for big spenders. First off, the annual fees on those cards are pretty big. So if you're a big baller, that's really the trifecta for the big ballers. The Citi one kind of falls in the middle, because Citi has I think they have the fewest annual fees of all of these trifectas, yet at the same time, there's some perks that they have that the Chase Sapphire Preferred or Reserve doesn't have, and there's some benefits that the Amex trifecta doesn't have that you get with Cities, but it's kind of in the middle. Take that in consideration once you start looking into this stuff and you're thinking about which of these trifectas you want to get. And again, I hear some of you out there saying, well, what's the catch? I know this isn't free. They're not just giving you all this stuff for nothing. Most of these cards do have annual fees, but there is a catch to the catch on the annual fees. So like, for instance, in the Chase, if you have the Preferred, it's a $95 annual fee. I think the Reserved is now $550. It might be more now because they've raised it a bit. So that is a bit of the catch, is the annual fee. And like I said, the American Express trifecta is the most expensive one. The Platinum card is a $695 annual fee, and the Gold has a $250 annual fee. Citi, again, is the least expensive. It only has a $95 annual fee on the Premier card alone. So it kind of balances out with the Chase one, depending on which Chase card you get. If you get the Preferred card, it's about the same with the Citi one trifecta and the Chase trifecta. Of course, if you get the Reserved, the Chase trifecta is more expensive. To note, all the other cards in the trifectas don't have an annual fee. See, scam. Well, not really, because in addition to the points that you get and the sign-up points and the bonus points, there's also all the other perks that come with these cards that I have not mentioned yet. In particular, the American Express card, because the annual fees are so high, they also give you a ton of bonuses. You get bonuses out the wazoo to Walmart, to expensive stores, travel purchases, credit protection. You get discounts, you get travel credits up to $300. Essentially, what happens is, at the very least, 50% of the annual fees are typically covered by all the other bonuses you get from having the cards and using those in those bonus categories. In fact, depending on where you live, the American Express one, actually, you might wind up actually making money if you use all of the bonuses offered with all three of those cards in that trifecta. You could make money. The thing about that is it's kind of rare, because very few people can use all of those bonuses, but there are some that can. So I would encourage you, if you're thinking about this, to go look at that and go, well, if I'm getting $1,500 back in all these bonuses and in coupons and everything else, essentially they're coupons. If I'm getting all this money back for all this other stuff, then the annual fees are kind of not only canceled out, but I'm actually making cash on it. One other thing to mention is that there's a lot of international travel perks in here as well. And it does help if you're doing international travel to not be bogged down in some of those lines coming into a foreign country through immigration and stuff. Some of that stuff is handled through different trifectas, have different ones, but there are certain programs and partners that you automatically get by having these cards. In fact, I'm looking into that now for my hopeful trip in January, depending again on the pandemic restrictions. And I will be using some of the benefits and perks for international travel, including especially obviously no international travel fees by booking through using my Chase Trifecta cards. Now, one of the things why the Chase Trifecta was the one I went to first outside of, well, there's the 524 rule, which may or may not exist anymore, but one of the key things is that the Chase points are a lot easier to consolidate. With the American Express one, you kind of have to do some roundabout ways to consolidate your points. Not as bad with Citi, but the Chase, you just go onto the website into your account and you just move the points from your Freedom and your Flex cards and you consolidate them into your Chase Sapphire Prefer or Reserve card, and it's just that simple. And by consolidating all these points, you get a lot more value out of them than you would, again, just by using them individually. And like I said, Chase makes it very easy to do this. Another thing is that the Chase program doesn't charge any taxes on transferring your points. So say if you want to transfer them over to their Hyatt program, because Chase has a partnership with Hyatt, you will get the benefits of the Hyatt program by transferring your Chase points over to a Hyatt account. Now, like I said before, I do have affiliate links to these down below. I have information links as well for the American Express Trifecta cards and for the Citi Trifecta cards. So check that down below. But yeah, take advantage of that. Check out those links down below. Get some more information. And if you feel like signing up, again, like I said, I have a lot of the Chase referral links down in the description box below. It does help out the channel a little bit, so I do appreciate it. But I would like to know what you guys think about this. Now, for me personally, like if you're going to travel at least twice a year, this is kind of a no-brainer. And I've had this conversation with a lot of friends of mine lately, and several friends over the last 6 months, to be honest with you, and every single one of them, because you know how people don't like to listen, and every single one of them, I told them about this whole thing about the travel cards and everything else in trifectas, and they're like, yeah. Then they didn't do it, and then months later, they come to me, they've got to now book for weddings over the summer, they're trying to book their vacation plans, and then they start complaining to me about how much it's costing them. And you know what I did? I looked at them and said, why is it costing you anything? Didn't you do the trifecta thing? Didn't you get the travel card so you don't have to pay for this stuff? And you know what their response is? It's like, yeah, I know, but da-da. So you guys out there, if you know you're going to be traveling, taking at least 2 trips via plane or staying in hotels over the next year, don't be the, yeah, I know, in 6 months. Go ahead and check out this stuff now. And again, it depends on you. I'm not saying just do all of them, but it depends on what your tolerance for. Like I said, the Chase cards are for if you're traveling a little bit, but you're not going overboard. Now, for you ballers out there who are traveling like every other week or every month, then you might want to look into the American Express Trifecta. And again, the Citi one is somewhere in between. So again, do your research. Again, don't just do it because I said to, but do your research because, again, as I always say, if people are giving you free stuff, you might as well take advantage of it. But are you worried about the spending? And again, I've talked about this before in the channel. It's really you only spending the normal amount of money you would spend anyway, because most of these cards have like a $2,000, $3,000 spend minimum that you have to meet within the first 3 months. Now, I don't know about you, but most people I know do spend $3,000 within 3 months. So if you're one of those people and you can meet that minimum spend, and you meet that minimum spend and get a boatload of points to travel for free and stay in hotels for free, it's kind of a no-brainer. But again, I want to know what you guys think. Let your voice be heard in the comment box below. Until next time, thank you guys for watching this video. Hopefully this information is helpful to you, and I will see you guys next time as we continue to cover the crazy world of personal finance, credit cards, and everything else here on Wrestling with Finance. Be safe.